Hey guys! Guess what day it is?
It's really
Yeah!
We have the exact same copy. Boy, do I have a story to tell all of you guys. Oh my gosh.
So, if you haven't heard on TikTok, Target's a mess.
Yeah, as I figured out this morning.
Yeah.
Y'all want to hear my woes?
Sure.
Just kidding, but like, normally I go to bed at 6 a.m., so Target opens at 8. Michael has to take my sister down the hill to get ready for work because her car's parked at the bottom of the hill because we still have ice and snow everywhere. So I'm like, might as well just stay up an extra 2 hours and get to Target and see if we can get it. So long story short, we get to Target, and the parking lot is mostly empty. There was a handful of cars. I was like, dude, this is great. I'm going to walk in, grab the exclusive, get back out, and we can go home and go to bed. Well, we get in there, and the line is stretched from, like, around halfway to the door and then to the first aisle there. And this lady comes up to us, and she goes, are you guys here for the book? And we're like, yeah, because I was like, the line. I was like, what is this line for? I was like, it's probably for the book, isn't it? So she goes, are you guys here for the book? And we were like, yeah. And she goes, the exclusive edition is gone. We only have the deluxe and regular left. We got there at 8:02. The store opened at 8. She said they gave out numbers to everybody in line and it was already gone. But the thing is, there was only like 30 people there. It wasn't like there was hundreds or something crazy like you would see in like a big city.
Yeah.
So I was like shocked. And
why did they not have more copies? Like, did they really not think that readers would go for the deluxe edition? I mean,
that's the whole point, isn't it? That's why they screwed over the pre-order people.
I know. I don't.
In the first place.
Target is so stupid. I love Target. I spend so much money in Target.
Yeah,
but
I really have these last few months
stupid, is what they are.
They really are. And honestly, like, the only thing that this is the deluxe edition for is the sprayed edges. It's just a regular hardback. It doesn't have anything special to it. I'm not disappointed by it or anything, but the hype and build-up, because even on Amazon, when we were looking at it in one of our other live streams, it was like, and additional, features.
Yeah.
And it's like, what additional features?
What extra features? Yeah. It's just,
Keep in mind, I love the sprayed edges on this. Like, it is gorgeous, so I'm not... look at all, but I'm just saying, like, the praise about this thing was just so
overhyped.
I don't know, overhyped and weird and overly dramatic and stressful.
And then you have those, then you have those one fans that are blaming Rebecca for it, and it's like it's like, I know I was kind of guilty with the whole when they announced it, like getting kind of frustrated at her. But it's like, and then it's like my brain kind of like corrected itself and has been like, well, it's the companies fighting over each other. Each other. And so it's like, but it's like, I guess there's some people that are like mad at Rebecca about it. And I'm just like, you know what? Just for the simple fact that people bought it, more like stole it, but like before it was actually released and then spoiled it. They're lucky if she even continues the series. Like, let's think about Stephanie Meyer. What happened with her was more extreme because she was still writing it. Like, hadn't even, like, I don't know if it had went through, like, the editing phases. It was, like, that in-between stage where I think it had been edited or something, but it wasn't in, like, full final book form yet. And, like, the whole thing got leaked online. And she didn't write in it for like 15, 20 years. I forget how long it was.
I was in 7th grade. And I went to the computer lab at the middle school and I found a copy and I read.
No, you were 8th grade because I was 6th grade.
Okay, so I just remember being in the middle school library, and I remember not being in 6th grade. So I knew it was either 7th or 8th grade.
It was 8th grade because I was in 6th grade.
Okay, well, I found the copy, and I would go to the library at the lab when I was done with my work or whatever, and I would read, and I read the whole, like, half of it, and I thought it was really good at the time, but I don't remember details of it now, because obviously I was in 8th grade, but I just remember...
I wonder if you dived in the internet deep enough you could find that. I wonder if you could... Yeah.
I wonder. But yeah, it's like, and especially now that I'm an adult and I'm an author, like coming at it from that perspective too, it's like, it sucks, but at the same time, I hope that she knows how excited people are, and there are tons of people who haven't been spoiled, who are like wise like me and you, staying away from it, who are hyped. Like, I read the prologue, and I am instant obsessed. It's like, you know, the instant love trope where it's like you see the person and then like they fall in love it's instant love. Like it's right, we're right there in the thick of things. You read the trigger warning. I skipped over the trigger warning.
God! Oh! I'm not gonna say anything for the people because it is completely spoiler free at this point. We don't talk about any theories, anything that's in the. We don't talk about anything. Like, we are lock and key. But if you have a copy,
read the trigger warning.
Read the little trigger warning paragraph. And there's one little thing that's separated by commas. There's one little chunk that I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean, Rebecca? What do you mean? Rebecca, no. I know you said we were going to need therapy, and we were going to need a therapist by the end of this book. I know you said that. I know you warned us ahead of time. I get that. But I thought you were joking. Kind of.
Like, I'm already freaking out because I don't want to finish it. Like, I'm already like, oh my god, it's gonna be over. And I literally have just started it, like, and I'm already like, I don't want it to be over.
I'm gonna finish this tonight, and then I'm gonna take that to work with me tomorrow. Not that I'll have time at work tomorrow, but it's like, just the thought of having it with me will make me happy.
Yeah, I getcha. I'm like, we're already in the thick of things, and it's the freaking prologue, and I'm just like, oh lord, it's like, we are in it, man. Yeah. It's just crazy.
Also, I found a screenshot of all the spicy chapters. Apparently, there's 4 spicy chapters in this book instead of 2 or 3 like the other books. So, I can send that to you ahead of time if you'd like to know.
Yeah. That would be nice to know.
Yeah, I saw somebody posted on TikTok, and I couldn't save it because I think it counted as a video. Like, I couldn't save it, so I took a screenshot of it. Mm-hmm. There's 5. I lied. There's 5. And the other two, there are 3 spicy chapters each, and this one there are 5.
A lot. And
I know.
The fact that it's shorter is a little concerning, but we'll see. Hopefully it's done well, but
yeah, that's what I'm hoping. And it may not all be. It might not be all be those kinds of scenes. It could just be like hinting, heated kissing.
Yeah, like steamy
or fondling, whatever. I don't like. You know what I'm saying? It could be stuff like that, and not like, and that they're counting all of that as part of. You know, it could be. You know, who knows?
Depending on the person giving the warning, because like different people will warn people differently. Like, you know, make out scenes to me, I don't count as spice, but like, I mean, you know, it's just different for everybody. But for my quick check-in, I'm going on 3 hours of sleep, so I went to bed at 9 a.m. and I got back up at 2, so I got started at 3, as I usually do. And I finished reading Earthquaking, and I filmed my review, posted my review, well, I wrote them and then posted it everywhere. I have a reading journal, so I got to like color in all the things and do all my fun quotes and things from the book that I enjoyed. So I got all that done because I knew I wanted to be free to like start Onyx Storm when my sister came home. And by be free, I just mean like
not have
be
prior
able to start reading the book.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so I did enjoy the book, and it was really good. I rated it 4.5 stars. I'll have my review up on it in February, so like the first Friday.
Sweet.
No, the second Friday in February, because the first one's going to be Ashes and the Star-Cursed King review. But yeah. So, and then I've already started. I'm in the prologue. Alicia, we were literally reading side by side, and she read the first page of the prologue right before we had started Outlander, when it was still commercials, and I was messing with the TV, so she got half a page ahead of me, and we were reading side by side, and she finished it, and I'm just like, dude, I am 3 pages behind you. I don't know how that happened.
Who would have thought she would have been a fast reader? Like, she has never been the reading type, but I don't know what it is about this series, but she is like speed reading it. And it's like, I just want to go into like an AI chat and be like, my non-reader cousin is obsessed with Fourth Wing. Give me other book suggestions that she will be obsessed about. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Just to see if the AI could crack the code that I can't seem to crack. Because it's like, every book series that you suggest or I suggest, she just kind of like, yeah. And it's like
I'm not kidding. We watched this YouTuber called Mr. Ballin, and he's like a true crime podcast type YouTube channel. Yeah. And the way that he tells the stories is like, you don't know. He frames it in a way that like purposefully like takes out information so it becomes as a surprise.
Yeah.
And it's really addicting. And he finally came out with like a book that's like a comic book of his stories, and we love it.
Yeah.
And we bought that thing, and I let her read it first, and she still hasn't finished it. Like it's a comic book, so it's not as much reading as regular book, but she still just hasn't gotten through it. And I'm like, even that, she loves that, and she still can't read the dang comic book. I'm just like,
I don't know what it is. I don't know
what code is hacking her brain when it comes to Fourth Wing and the Empyrean series. So
yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
all right, so do you want to go with your stuff first?
Yeah, I'll do a quick check-in, and then I'll start with the one ranty bit thing.
Oh, yeah, so what's going on with you? You're still reading Harry Potter.
I am so close to finishing it, and like I said, I have a basic idea for some of the plot points, but there are certain, like, specific things that happen, a couple things that happen, like, details, that I'm like, because let's be honest, like, if you haven't read this book, it's been a long time, which I have no reason to say that, because I also have waited a long time to read it. But I am justified in my reasons for not reading it until now, that I won't go into in a live stream. But, and so I knew that Harry was going to, like, the end of the third task, I knew what was going to happen. I knew that Voldemort was going to come back. I didn't have an idea of how specifically, because again, I haven't ever watched the movie, so I don't know that kind of detail. I've seen clips. Yeah. Like, I've seen enough clips that I could picture the scene in my head without really putting much effort into it, because I've seen clips and, like, pictures from the movie and stuff. But, so I have an idea. I knew that the Death Eaters were going to show up. I knew that. I did not expect for all the, like, the spirits or ghosts of Voldemort's past, him and Harry both cast a spell at the same time, and it met in the middle, and it turned like this goldy color. And I guess at some point, the spirits of Voldemort's past victims came out of this wand. And at the very end, his parents come out of the wand. And his mom comes out first and essentially says, "Your dad will be here soon. He wants to see you." And he full on comes out of this, like, literally... It may form, like, this bubble sphere protection thing. There's, like, this bubble that goes around him and Voldemort so the Death Eaters can't get to them. And literally the ghosts of Voldemort's victims, like, block off Voldemort long enough that he can get away. And Harry can get away and get back. And critics... like Diggory, oh my god, it was good. And then
I don't remember that.
And then it's like,
was that in the movie? Because I don't.
I don't know.
And then memory of what that even.
And then critic was like, his spirit told Harry, he's like, "Can you take my body back? I want my body to. Can you take my body back to my parents?" And Harry was like, "Of course." And so grabs it and takes it and touches the goblet and brings them back. And it's like, he, like, I don't know if, I can't remember exactly if he, like, tosses it away or just kind of lets the goblet go. But he's, like, will not let go of critic. And I'm like, this child is only 14. Like, come on. You know, it's like...
Oh, my gosh.
I saw one of my old students today, like, at the high school. And she's a freshman. She's probably about 14. And it's like, I could not imagine one of my students at that age fighting such an evil person and then watching somebody that you've grown to be like an acquaintance or somewhat of like a friend to you, like, literally die right in front of you and then have to carry his body back. And then it's like, on top of that, the plot twist that I did not know Moody was actually a bad guy. I didn't know that. I thought he was just some quirky ex-aura that was like half crazed because of paranoia. It turns out he was dead set on killing all of the Death Eaters that, like, give everybody else away. And did all of this to, like, you know, it had me fully convinced that it was, like, the guy that, was in charge of sports, like, and the other guy. It had me fully convinced it was those two, or one of them. Like, I was not expecting Moody at all. And so I just stopped at the part where Dumbledore breaks in and puts him unconscious, Moody unconscious. But I'm like, I was not expecting that at all. Like, I was just, Yeah.
Nice twist.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I remember Moody
So I'm
being
like,
bad, and so I almost the other day when you brought him up, I was like, he's a professor, isn't he a bad guy? But I don't remember specific details
yeah,
enough to
I'm
like
glad you
actually be
didn't
like,
because that one threw me for a
yeah,
curveball, man. Like, I was not expecting it at all.
yeah. I
Yeah.
love that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I know in Earthquaking the ending, I was like, okay, we're finally like they're all together, everything's gonna be fine, and we're just gonna have this nice tie up loose ends.
Uh-huh.
Nope, we've got monsters
Oh.
chasing him again, and two get separated from the other two, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, and they're running in the rain, and then there
Yeah.
was something I can't remember, like this epic like wall of like sand and like water and earth, like I don't know, it just like
Yeah.
blocked the bad guy. And I won't spoil things, but it really like it reminded me of like Moses when the pillar of fire like led them when they were fleeing Egypt or whatever. Like it kind of paralleled that, like where this thing was like saving them. But it was like really intense. And then we go to the one of the bad guys at the end, and he's talking to somebody else. And I'm like, who is this person? And it's like really, it made me want to find out like more about the villains and like who's on whose side, because there's multiple bad guys, and there's one that seems like she's kind of in charge of it, but I don't know the like I'm just kind of unsure about the motivations of everybody right now, and so I'm interested to find out. I know she has like 8 books in the series, but she only has like the first 4 published. So I'm kind of interested, and then I still don't know what element goes with which person, because the next one's called Water Falling, and then Water Rising, and so it's going to be about the water person, and it's like supposed to be really dramatic because Water Falling, like it's about their fall kind of thing. So I'm expecting angst and drama, but I don't know which character it's going to focus on. So, but yeah, so I'll have to resume that. I have too many series to read, so because I definitely want to read those next 2. But again, Onyx Storm is like consuming my life right now, which is fine.
Yeah, totally fine.
Maybe I won't play Assassin's Creed as much because I was playing it a lot. But so I did actually find a 4th Wing character quiz. So which 4th Wing character are you? And since it's Onyx Storm release, we're gonna like take the quiz together and have fun. We're gonna have some fun. You guys can take it along with us. I can't give you your results, but I sent her the link, so if when I switches to like an actual video, we can put it in the comments.
Yeah, we'll put it in the comments
for you guys.
Yeah, and I'll update the comment. I think I'll update the description for the live stream afterwards and put it in there.
Yeah.
All right, so
the first one.
First one, it says first in your group oh sorry, you go home.
You can go ahead. I didn't know who was going to read it. Go.
Okay. First in your group of friends, what best describes you? And it has, I go with the flow, I'm the mom friend, I'm the comedic relief, I'm the planner, I keep everyone's secrets, and then it says I bring new friends into the group.
I don't know. I said I'm the planner, but I don't know what I am.
I'm the mom friend.
That's what I was going to say. Like, you're absolutely the mom friend.
Yeah. All right.
Like I could even go to you for like advice and like, okay, how do I do this? Or like, you know, you can use this product, or you can find this on sale, or you can do that. Like, or this is the kitchen safety.
Yeah.
And be sure to stay warm. And like, you were the mom friend. I love it.
Yep. All right, you read the next one.
All right, which alignment do you personally identify most with? Lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, lawful neutral, true neutral, or lawful evil?
Neutral good.
Probably for me, I think I'm more lawful good, I think, but
more neutral good.
I don't really know the difference between neutral and chaotic good, though.
Means like you're overall a good person, but you're very chaotic and like just like over the top, or like just like you're not afraid to get in people's face, but you're a good person in general.
I mean, kinda. I'm just gonna say lawful good and call it a day. Like, that's, I think.
I'm gonna do neutral good.
Okay.
Okay. Pick a class or event to attend at the Writers Quadrant at Basgiath War College. Battle Brief, Dragon Lecture, Gauntlet Training, Writer Survival Course, Threshing, or Squad Battles. Pick a class or event to attend. I know.
I'm thinking
honestly, I would probably do either Dragon Lectures or Battle Brief. Like, Battle Brief seems like they don't always tell you the truth, so I would probably do Dragon Lectures, just because there are certain, like, there's times where I definitely miss being in school, and so I feel like that would.
Yeah, I feel like I've always been like a super big on history and stuff. But I feel like I would die if I went to threshing. I love learning and I love learning about dragons and stuff. So I feel like
Hmm.
dragon lecture would be good for me because at least I wouldn't die. Like at threshing, I'd probably get eaten. So safer choice. All right, now which dragon are you bonding to? So you have the different colors. There's the black dragon, purple, gold, blue, red, and green.
Yeah. I was
So I'm
gonna
gonna do
do.
blue just because it's my favorite color.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I probably would do. I'm leaning more
I
towards
know in
red.
the red, that'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning more towards. Okay.
Although if I had a choice, I would probably bond like from the actual book. I would probably bond with Taryn,
Yeah.
like his type of dragon.
Yeah,
It's
I
pretty
just
cool.
don't. I just don't want to be that stereotypical person that's like, I know that one's supposed to be Tarn, so I'm gonna pick that one. Like like I like the color red. Like it. I don't know. As I've gotten
Yeah.
older, I lean more towards like red, like reds or greens, and so
I'm blue and purple, but I like purple being added to my because blue has always been my favorite color, so purple being added has been a new development. But
yeah. Okay. You're building a group to help you fight alongside Violet and her team. Which character would you want to join you? Katniss from the Hunger Games, Joel from The Last of Us, Wanda from WandaVision, Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon, uh, Renya. If I'm saying that right.
Rhaenyra from
Rhaenyra.
House of the
Okay.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra.
And then Han Solo from Star Wars. It's a hard one.
I'm gonna pick Rhaenyra just because she's bonded to um her dragon and that would be helpful fighting the Venom. So her dragon's pretty powerful. Can't remember her name. I think not Caraxes. That's Aemon.
I'm gonna do Katniss just because she's really smart about survival and like adapting to different situations to survive. So I feel like that might be handy.
She was definitely my second choice. Cyrax is Rhaenyra's dragon. So Rhaenyra means Cyrax can come.
Okay.
So Cyrax is
cool.
helpful. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, next one. If you had to give a presentation on why one of these fantasy movies, shows, or books is the best, which one would you pick? So The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Game of Thrones, A Court of Mist and Fury, which is not the series, but whatever. The Princess Bride, Agatha All Along, and then Six of Crows.
I'm doing.
God,
I've got to do Lord of the Rings. I've got to do it. Like it's my. I have an entire. Okay, well, to be fair, I have an entire shelf dedicated to that one too. But it was like, this one is just. Lord of the Rings influenced every other fantasy series, so it's like I gotta.
Like current personal favorite is probably Court of Mist and Fury because I haven't read Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings technically. And The Princess Bride was such a great movie, but I've never read the book to that one either.
Yeah.
So the only one I've actually read is Court of Mist and Fury, like ACOTAR.
Yeah.
But Lord of the Rings, like, is such a classic. Like, fantasy would not exist without it.
Yeah.
And everything that I've ever written has been based off of it. So I have to pick Lord of the Rings. Why did it pulled up something else? Okay. So yeah, it has to go Lord of the Rings.
And finally, which Empyrean series character are you defending with your life? Violet, Sorengale, Zayden Ryerson, Liam, Muri. I shouldn't say the last names because I will butcher them. Liam, Sawyer, Rhiannon, and Imogen.
Zayden for me.
I don't know. Rhiannon is just. I'm leaning towards her a little bit, just because like she is like what I would want, and like she is like in my head she's like the ideal best friend, because as soon as Violet revealed secrets of what she was doing or dealing with, she was like, you really thought we were just gonna dump, she's just like, you really thought that we were just gonna let you go or be like, leave you or whatever, and it's like, I don't know. I gotta go with her.
Okay, cool. So I got Rhiannon, ironically, because that's what you just said. Your personality matches Rhiannon. You are loyal, compassionate, and strong. Like Rhiannon, you're extremely loyal to the people closest to you. You're someone who will help a friend in need and ask questions later. You're incredibly intelligent. You're a natural born leader, but you know the value of surrounding yourself with good friends who will help you accomplish your goals. I feel like that's pretty fair.
Yeah, me too. I got Sawyer. It says your personality matches Sawyer. You are supportive, reliable, and observant. Like Sawyer, you are a defender. You defend who is. Sorry.
You're good.
I love you too. Always tell your mama love you. Even if it's not the most convenient timing. Always tell them love you. All right. So Sawyer Henrik, I think is how you say his last name. Your personality matches Sawyer. You are supportive, reliable, and observant. Like Sawyer, you are a defender. You are a defender who is hardworking and devoted. You feel a deep sense of responsibility to help others, which is why you make a great leader in any group setting. You're awesome. You're someone who shows the people you love how much you care through actions. I like jumbled some words there or something, but yeah, that's what.
Yeah, that feels fair, and that definitely fits you being a teacher too. Like you have that natural leader, and you like love to help your students and stuff. So
yeah,
I feel like it's fair.
Yeah.
If you guys took the quiz, let us know which one you got and everything in the comments. So.
Oh no, I'm yawning again. Oh no. Okay.
All right. So, did you have anything?
Oh yes. Okay. So I got like a little ranty pet peeve moment.
Okay, those are always fun.
I get so irritated when I see videos on TikTok or Instagram of people saying, "Do I really have to read this particular book in the middle of a series, or can I just skip it and still be okay?" No! Like, if you decide to start a series, you can't just DNF a random book without reading. You just can't just dump a book in the middle of the series without reading it and not expect to miss anything. Like, cause their argument was like, well, I heard that the first chunk of the book was slower and whatever, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, if you start a series, don't ask random people, can I skip this one? Obviously not, because you're going to skip a whole book and realize there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's happened, and you're going to be so confused, and then you're going to give it a poor review because you chose not to read one of a very influential, like, key books in a series, considering how the last one ends. Okay, rant over. I'm sorry. I just had to rant about that, because they were like, can I skip Iron Flame? And be like, is it okay if can I skip this book? And I'm like, no, because I had to deal with, like, on TikTok of people asking if they could skip Tower of Dawn because they just, like, because they didn't like Kale or it was starting out slow. Can I just skip this book? It's like, no, because there are key characters that you see a lot in the last book that came from, that you were introduced to in Tower of Dawn. No, you can't skip it. It's like, I'm sorry, you can't do that.
And I would say Iron Flame is slower than Fourth Wing. Like, it does have slow points, but it's not. I mean, it picks up, especially the college stuff is escalated, like, and the ending is like.
And it's like, if you're a true fan, you're not. If you're a true fan of something, you're not just gonna ask if you can just skip a book. Like, you're not a genuine fan. I'm sorry, you're not. Like,
yeah, it's like, as an author, it's how disappointing is it that, like, you want to skip, like, even if you write a series of standalones, like, mine are kind of not really, like, they're kind of standalones, but they do connect, so you want to read them at some point before you get to, like, the 10th one.
Yeah.
But it's like, to think that, like, okay, you may have a favorite. It's like, oh, hey, I like Rogue, but not Samurai, because I'm not a Japanese, like, I'm not overly fond of, like, fantasy Japanese stuff. That's fine, but, like, it would still be disheartening to see that people just don't want to read certain books in the series and they cherry pick. Like, I don't know.
And it's just, like, and it's just the audacity of people to ask if they can skip it and still understand the next book. What do you think? Use what little brain cells you have and think about it for a second. You're going to be introduced to characters. Characters are probably going to die or do something horrific or tragic. Or you're going to be left on this horrible cliffhanger. And you're going to start book 3, realize certain characters are in certain situations. And you had no idea because you chose to skip book 2. I'm sorry. I had to rant about that. I saw that literally like an hour and a half ago, and I'm like, I gotta type this down because the next time we have an update, I'm going to rant about this. And so you text me like 30 minutes at like an hour after that. I'm like, hey, do you want to do a check-in tonight? And I'm like, I can rant. Yes, I can rant because it's so annoying. I've seen it in 2 separate series right now, and it's always on TikTok. I always see those type of videos on TikTok. Always.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm done. Gonna make a joke maybe it should have been banned after all.
Yeah, I told in their last live stream, I'm like, you know what? Since people are posting spoilers before the book's even released, I don't feel bad that the app's being banned. It's like, I don't feel bad. Yeah. It's like, you deserve this for buying a book before it was released and spoiling it by taking literal pictures.
How rude.
Of the last pages of the book. I'm like, are you serious? And some people stumbled upon that and were spoiled. And I'm like, can you imagine?
Just doing that to be an
oh my god. They are.
Like, taking a picture of the cover or the title page, that's fine. Bragging that you have a copy early, that's fine. We can discuss the arguments of getting it illegally. That's another thing. But literally to post a picture of the final scene on, like, that's intentional. There's no way you do that without wanting to literally be an a-hole and to just spoil the book for people. No, I'm ranting. Like, I'm mad.
So annoying. Okay. Yeah, all right. We got it.
Okay, so, yeah. So I have the history that laid the groundwork for Rebecca Yarros' Fourth Wing series. Okay, it kind of summarizes, I haven't read the article yet, so I should probably do some prep, but, Yarros' series built a culture obsession with women riding powerful beasts, including horses and dragons, that emerged over the 20th century, especially in literature. Deeply linked with the beauty and beast imagery, the success of the Fourth Wing series would have been unimaginable even a generation ago, but it developed out of a tradition that appealed to readers by offering up strong female protagonists who have a deep emotional connections outside of the traditional romantic relationships. These characters became a tool for feminists looking to portray women's empowerment and flip gender relations on their heads, but due in part to the ideas passed in American culture, did so often in ways that maintain white supremacy. I'm sorry, the grammar is really confusing and I don't understand half of what I'm reading.
No, you're good.
But yeah, it was, honestly, I thought the article was going to be a little different, like kind of her inspiration behind the series.
Yeah, that's what it kind of sounded.
It's not quite what I was thinking, but yeah,
it works. It's okay.
She has like different themes, obviously, that are like the foundation for her stories that are important and stuff. So I'd be interested to actually find out her direct, like how she came up with the idea of the Dragon Riders and the Dragon College and College and all the things.
Yeah, I would be too.
Oh. The next one was Fourth Wing publisher quells Onyx Storm misprint fears following Iron Flame errors. We took extra care to learn from our experiences. Because this was before I had read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, but when Iron Flame came out, I heard there was a huge error and it caused a misprint, and several of the editions were like wrong. And they had to recall, and it was like this huge thing.
Yeah.
So Entangled Publishing is the publisher of Rebecca Yarros' series. They issued... they told readers that it's addressed in the misprint issues that affected Iron Flame. It always recaps the series and like what it's about. Fans fears that the misprint issues that plagued Iron Flame's release would affect Onyx Storm, but according to several videos on TikTok in November, of 2023, amid Fourth Wing sequel's launch, customers found damage and bleeding sprayed book edges, typos, missing pages, and upside down pages and in papers in certain copies of Iron Flame. Yeah, so Entangled action took at the time to refund books and correct the issue, and says it's learned from this experience. In Onyx Storm, they say, we are incredibly proud of the beautiful deluxe editions of Onyx Storm. Entangled Publishing Vice President Operations Stacey Abrams says, our art and design team is one of the best in the business and really outdid themselves. We also took extra care to learn from our experiences and reader feedback to ensure these books are as pristine and gorgeous in fans' hands as they were in our imaginations. In order to facilitate that, Entangled has developed deeper relationships with our printing partners and secured the special equipment needed to do these designs justice. Plus, we made the extra investment to digitally print the fabulous edges for the most crisp and credible book mass production can allow. We also worked closely with our distributor and retail partners to be as prepared as possible to handle 2 million copies.
Sweet.
And then it talks about the deluxe edition, basically, which, I mean, Target kind of flubbed on that because there weren't enough exclusive editions, but yeah, so it's good that they
took care.
I mean, there's always going to be the risk of misprint and stuff, so it's really good that she has a publisher that can handle all that stuff, because it's like, as an indie author, if stuff like I had when I ordered copies for Immortal for the Kickstarter that happened, I had a couple of ones. I had to replace them with my personal copies because I didn't have enough time to order new ones, and they came damaged and stuff. And then I had one Kickstarter person tell me the literal front and spine of her Immortal book fell off when she got it in the mail. Like, the mail was so rough. Like, they had to have been throwing that box around in order for it to be that damaged. And I had another person that showed me the damage to her book and stuff, but she was just like, I'm okay dealing with it. So, and it's like, as an indie author, I mean, you're pretty much screwed. So it's nice that she has a publisher that's like on top of handle on things.
Yeah.
Yep. And then if you're excited for Onyx Storm, there's 6 dragon-centric books. If you're excited for Onyx Storm, and so there's a list of them. So the first one is The Fireborn Blade by Charlotte Bond. A scorned night lady endeavors to reinstate herself by retrieving the fabled Fireborn Blade guarded by a dragon, one that legend says no man can kill. So that one actually sounds pretty cool. The cover for that one's pretty cool. The Mountain Crown by Karen Loeche. It's a Canadian author. It's slow to anger, steadfast hero. Resonates with deep cultural significance in her new Dragon Rider series. 10 years after the war, Mecha must return to the ancestral land of her people, the Bao Sun, to perform the ancient rite of gathering a king dragon, a necessary practice to restore the equilibrium of nature. On her journey, she's accompanied by indentured war veteran Lily and a bassoon trader named Raka. So that one's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dragon Rider by Taryn Matheru. When the brutal Sabine Empire and Danzig Kingdom of Dragon Warriors arrange a marriage alliance, brutalized former Prince Jai and handmaiden to the Dankst Princess Frida are thrown together in his escape with a stolen dragon hatchling, and thus ensues a high-stake manhunt, where the heroes are pushed to their fight for survival and freedom. That one actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
And then Fathom Folk by Eliza Chan. It's like a Chinese-looking cover, so that one actually looks pretty good. Eliza Chan unveils a veritable metropolis of culture in her compelling debut novel featuring all manners of Fathom folk. Sirens, Selkies, water dragons, and sea witches. In a world where civilization is separated by land and water, Mira is a half-human, half-siren, and the first of the Fathom folk to become captain of the border guard. She hopes her position will carve a path to a better life for her people, but while she and her water dragon partner Kai strive to effect change in a slow and lasting way, his sister Nami prefers the more extreme approach toward revolution. And then we have The Fury of the Gods by John Gwain. The Bloodsworn Saga is a Norse-inspired fantasy series that's reached its bloody and satisfying finale. Not going to read that because that's book 3 in that series. And then To Shape a Dragon's Breath by Monoquill Blackgoose. That's an interesting name. A Nebula and Lotus Star Award winner, this story follows indigenous teenager Anokis as she fights to protect Kasqua, the dragon of the English colonizers say never should have bonded to her. Begrudgingly, she is enrolled into a colonizer-approved dragon academy, but if she does not meet their standards, the dragon dies. Rife with racism, bigotry, and the radiance of found family, the book centers on 2 outcasts who must be the change they wish to see. So, some of those pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. But that's all I've got. So
yeah,
it was nice to come on here and do a little live stream and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yes,
I'm excited.
Me too.
And just celebrate. And I can't wait to keep reading. But let us know how your reading is going and stuff like that in the comments below and your TBRs for the month. So I don't know if I'm going to finish this by the end of January, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We may breeze through it. I don't want to breeze through it too quickly, but you know, we'll see. I'm excited. So.
And I don't want to just rush myself either. So I'm just going to. I do want to finish Harry Potter because I'm so close to finishing it. I do want to finish it tonight.
Yeah.
Now, whether I actually start Onyx Storm or not tonight, kind of just has yet to be seen. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to focus on finishing Harry Potter, it's like you take
Well,
the
I
rest
don't
of the
think
night
I'll
to just
finish
read
the
that
series
one.
right now. I think like I'll finish this
book, I
one,
meant.
and then yeah. But yeah, I'm
I
gonna go
don't
back
know
and
the
forth.
title. I just meant the Harry Potter book you're currently reading.
Goblet of Fire. Yep.
Goblet of Fire. That's it.
Yeah.
So
I started it like 2 years ago, and then I just stopped it midway, and then I
better late than
decided to
never.
restart it. Yeah.
Yeah, better late than never.
Yes.
So,
For
but
sure.
like the video and subscribe, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you still have the Discord link in the
Yes,
description.
I
And we'll
do.
link
So
the quiz as well for you guys if
for
you
sure.
want to.
If for any reason any of the Discord links or anything doesn't work, just let us know in the comments, and we can get it fixed for you too. So.
Yep, we will be on top of it.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Bye. Bye.